I was treated by the VA, I mean, I'm an Iraqi vet.
Right, but again, you were treated pharmaceutically grade.
Into a zombie.
Exactly. So what was the good thing they were doing? They were throwing you on some Xanax, some, Percocets or so forth. They were giving you all the narcotic stuff that just made your body feel like it was dead.
This is gonna hurt. It's time for the Suffering Podcast.
Just a minute.
I'll kiss him later.
Okay.
You can be like Thunder Lips.
All right.
But so that time I spent repairing my gut, 3-4 years, that fasting portion, because you fucking threw me off, dude.
Good for you.
Fucking threw me
off. He lost his train of thought.
He lost his extracurricular, like his mind, which is abnormal.
So if I'm not going to go back in the gym and do biceps if I did biceps prior.
Agreed.
So your gut is constantly under attack because we're always eating. We need it to survive. We don't need it to survive as much as we think we need it to survive. So why not give your gut a break, and then start repairing with supplements, probiotics, and eating different foods and trying to get back that good gut bacteria.
Right.
Is that something? So if I were to take one of these gut health checks, which I do plan on doing, because that's one of the hot buttons, even when we had the meeting with the owner, I really want to do the gut health check to see how far repaired am I and how much do I need to go? Because it literally went from me being in the fetal position when I went to sleep at night to sleeping well.
Right. So your gut also controls your mind again.
It's a second brain.
But isn't it like, honestly, I'm going to be serious. Like, that is actually where, like, I bloat. You know what I mean? And a lot of it goes underneath. No, serious. Like, a lot of, like, and I used to work out all the time. I kind of just stepped away. But I bloat here. You know what I mean? It goes to different places. I would definitely probably test positive for that.
You test positive for a lot of shit, bro.
No.
So bloating.
I'm trying to get information here. I'm trying to
I'm trying
to like understand this.
It's a big deal when you're bloated for all of your life because it becomes normal.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous now. I hit like 50, and that's all.
So what I learned is over time you can handle this stuff while you're younger, all the crap food that you're eating.
Mm-hmm.
But what that crap food does is wash a lot of the good bacteria out of your stomach.
Absolutely.
So as you age, you cannot digest the food any longer,
Mm-hmm.
and you develop things like diverticulitis or irritable bowel syndrome because of those. He's like Beavis and Butthead.
he's checking it off. Yeah, I got that. I got diverticulitis. I got irritable bowel syndrome.
So it's
mental health issues.
But I wasn't even aware that these tests existed.
Yeah,
right.
It would have made a life a lot easier for me. And I think a lot of officers, a lot of first responders in general out there, if they knew a test out there, say, hey, let me go through a battery of tests. Because the normal practitioner, general practitioner, doctor is not going to check any of this stuff.
Of course.
Now, why? Why don't...
So you should always, I shouldn't say we should always go. Let's pretend our body is a battery in a vehicle, right? If you let your vehicle just park in your driveway for a week, 2 weeks, 3 days, what happens to your vehicle?
Battery goes dead.
Battery goes dead and you can no longer start it. And you have to, give it that little energy booster, give it a little jump to, get it up and going. But if you can't get that vehicle going on a consistent base, what happens to the vehicle? It no longer works. And you have to compare your body to a battery. If you can't take care of your body, you're not going to keep going.
I also like that IV infusion that you got there, the vitamin infusion.
That's more for an immunity booster. So it's more to help your body rejuvenate.
Is it going to make him look better?
Nothing. Not even nothing.
Mike, you're going to let them pick on you like that?
Listen, I'm used to it already. It all stems from jealousy.
Yeah.
It all stems from jealousy.
Oh,
We're
agreed.
Talking these big things right now. I see his mouth open. I just want to go like this.
No, he's talking about I'm bloating. Look, I'm under here. No, you're fat. You're fat.
Well,
where you want to go?
That's not true.
That's a good point. That's a good point. At what point is there a medical issue versus, hey, listen, bro, you're just fat?
No, there's nobody that is just fat. Obesity comes. Obesity does come from,
Yeah, I know. Here we go.
Obesity does come from inheritance. But again, it's how you want your body to be created. You let it create. Now, if you don't want to live that obese life, you'll take care of it better.
And then once your body starts getting into shape, it does affect your mind as well.
Absolutely. If you're active consistently, if you're hydrated consistently, if you have a better mindset, your whole body becomes a better person.
Well, you always feel better about yourself mentally when you're in shape.
Of course. Of course.
When you're, like I said, coming out of the academy, I never felt better in my life because we were running every day and, we're in shape. We got our bodies in shape.
Getting ripped off by the guy selling the egg.
From the Roach coach.
Well, so that's a prime example. You're taught from the very beginning of your police career. That's where you get your food.
Yeah.
From somewhere.
A food truck or McDonald's or Burger King. Right.
Your charges.
But there you go. You
same stuff.
Programmed your mind that, okay, running to a food truck is just a quick bite to eat, but you don't realize that quick bite to eat is going to affect you internally all the way up to your mind.
So what is there anything in Xbody's cadre of treatments that guards against inflammation?
Eating better. That heals inflammation.
Well,
immunity boosters heals inflammation.
That's
what immunity boosters?
The immunity boosters we were just talking about 2 seconds ago.
Like specific ones? Is this like different ones?
An immunity booster is an IV infusion with a whole bunch of vitamins that your body needs. It's not that we're not giving you an infusion because you want one. We're going to give it to you because your body needs it.
Well, is that done by a blood test also?
Absolutely. No, anything that is given to you into your body is always based off your blood results.
Hey guys, I think we need to have a suffering podcast spa day.
Why don't you just bring one here today?
No, why don't we do a remote show from there?
We just need to have a spa day. Yeah. All of us. We'll sit there in our robes. I want the and our slippers. I want the IV
thing and
the gut check. Gut health.
Yeah.
I call it gut check.
Whatever it is.
So when we were
a spa day is Katya. You'll have a bunch of needles and a blade against your face.
It's called liposuction.
Heredity.
You want to get rid of your...
On a serious note, I'm going to be serious. Like this is
for once.
It kind of
here we go.
Yeah. It kind of does worry me because my dad, it was the exact same, and my dad died at 50 of a massive heart attack. So there's a big history. And sometimes, I think about it, I'm like, wow, these are some of the things that I remember, that he was going through, you know what I mean? So
I had that same feeling when I hit 42, because I was the same age that Elvis was when he died.
There we go. How old was Frank Sinatra when he died?
I'm trying to...
The greatest singer ever.
I'm trying to be... Listen, you know what?
Well, no, so, it's all connected. It's all connected.
Everything's connected. So in regards to your father's massive heart attack, again, you have to put your body on a nutritional guide. Yeah. You have to guide your body to, you're going to say, I want my body to feel good. Forget about looking good. You want it to feel good, because once you know that your body feels good, you're automatically going to know that, wow, now I look good.
Well, it guards against, when you look good and when you feel good, it guards against depression, anxiety. It guards against
everything.
All those things.
It's hard to tell an Italian not to use a whole container of salt in his pasta, so it's counterproductive.
Nice, counterproductive. Mike knows big words.
He knows words are more than 2 syllables.
Yes.
So it's the reason I touch on inflammation is it's one of the big reasons that I went gluten-free, because gluten causes inflammation.
Of course.
And my kids are also gluten-free because gluten in children, it inflames their brain. And that's where behavioral issues come from. Right. So this affects this in kids as we get older and we're eating all this crap.
It's the same factor.
You wake up, you crack, you creak, and it's
such a, but did we ever think about this when we were kids?
No,
never.
It was never out there.
My gamma waves inside my
because they sold you on that food pyramid, which is actually upside down.
Yeah.
They tell you 60% grains.
So it's hard for me to really
60% grains and 10% fats. Well, it's actually reversed. It should be reversed, where you should be eating 10% grains. You shouldn't even eat that. You don't need it, but you should be eating good, healthy fats.
Your body needs a lot of greens.
Olive oil.
Olive oil is good for you.
Olive loaf on Wonder Bread, and you go to school. That's it.
Olive loaf.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is why you don't eat that way.
And he wonders why he got that jowl, And
he wonders why he's so jacked up.
I am. I'm back.
This is an education for everybody. It really is. And that's why that's why it was so important for us to get you in here so we can educate. Let's talk about some of the other programs that we haven't had a chance to discuss yet that Xbody offers.
Okay, so we do offer a lot of the hormonal treatments. We always, hormone imbalancing will get balanced for you. There's a lot of physical therapy, a lot of dietary programs that we have, allergy testing as well.
You have that blood sensitivity test as well.
Correct.
Because his blood is very sensitive.
Yeah.
He was just confused for a second, but we got.
Look, I'm trying to
Process.
You're making me multitask right now.
We also do bone density, which is radiation free. Versus
Bone density. That's a great one.
Yes. So we usually recommend it for patients about 30 and older. Because it's radiation free, at least especially the active ones that are in the gym, you want to know where your bones stand at.
Is that more beneficial to women because as they get older, the osteoporosis?
And it actually benefits both male and female. The best part about it is radiation free.
Because he's made out of porcelain with his bones.
And you get a very detailed report that the doctor will go over with you. On top of that, we do a lot of supplement counseling. We are against pharmaceutical grade medication versus we are putting you on a supplement program.
And Xbody makes their own supplements.
And
I saw the room.
Yes, we do make our own supplements. So you're given natural medication versus pharmaceutical grade, where pharmaceutical grade is they're going to give you a medication that's good for one thing and it'll mess up another. Versus a supplement, it's good for what you need to be treated on and it's not going to affect anything else because it's all natural.
Well, that's the big movement now. Everything, no more of these chemicals put in there because, years they've been saying stuff's sugar free, but that sugar alcohol they put in there is
it's
twice
not
as
good
bad.
For you. Correct.
You're better off eating real butter, not the margarine crap.
Right.
I'm not pointing.
It's all salt and so forth.
It's been like pointing at him, like,
so much
when you eat
information. Like, did you stay home as a kid, like just read every day? Like, like,
I learned my ABCs.
You got a great memory too, though.
Thank you.
But and I have to say, Kevin and I had the opportunity to visit Xbody.
Yes, it was an amazing
place you have there.
A lot of information.
It really is.
Yes, it's a practice of 25 rooms. It's a brand new facility. You'll both visualize what it looks like. Each room
it's a very comfortable place.
Yes.
Like when we walked in there, it just seems like a comfortable place to be. Like you walk into a doctor's office, you're like, you're sitting in the waiting room. Even their waiting room was nice.
Yeah, their waiting room was very, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful experience. I felt it's just there was so much information. I mean, we were supposed to be there for about a half an hour. We ended up being there at least an hour and 20 minutes.
And Kevin had a hard time putting through his mind everything we did. He's like, wait, this is too much to comprehend right now.
Well, yeah, because I'm trying to use it. I'm like,
you did? Oh, forget it. I'm going to be there for about a few days.
It has to be focused.
Oof.
It's got to be focused. One thing at a time.
Maybe just shoot me up before I go in there for the interview.
And just another thing. We do brain mapping.
Oh, no.
Honestly,
I would love to do that right now.
Yes, we do brain mapping.
No, I'm saying like just to see from when I did it when I was away. You know what I mean?
That'll be the worst city planned map ever.
Linda, can I ask one favor from you?
Sure.
I have my actual brain mapping.
If he comes in for a brain mapping, could I sit there and watch it?
I'm going.
No, he's got his own private room. Nobody can watch.
I don't want a second. Mister, I don't want to do this shit.
Yeah.
Mister, I don't want to do this shit. Are you a believer?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm open to anything, but this is. I mean, it seems
that's what the guys
every single thing she was talking about.
So, Mike, let me make this easy for you.
And it's very tough to help me.
Kevin and Mike saw The Office. It's a practice of 25 rooms. It is woman-owned, woman-empowered. It's a facility run and owned by females. It's a practice of 40 females. So each room has your own treatment plan with your own specific employee that has to treat you, whether it's a nurse practitioner, whether it's, a phlebotomist, whether it's the nurse. It could be any type of service that you need. You're going to have a specialist that will attend it.
You lost him at phlebotomy.
Yeah.
Phlebotomy, that's good over rice.
He had a phlebotomy parmesan last night.
It's the girl that takes your blood work.
That was a good one. Hashtag foot. Well, I can't even say it.
So it's the girl that's going to take your blood out.
all these different rooms that you go into are based off of your original blood work.
Correct.
So now they'll take
Correct.
you, say, okay, you need your blood work says you need this. You go into that room.
Correct.
Your blood
So
work needs this.
the
you go into that
original
room.
visit, what we like to do for your original visit, which is the first day that you tend to practice, we'll do your blood work. We'll do the brain mapping for you. We'll do the H. pylori, which is the gut health. We'll do the pseudo scan. We'll do every single test that your body can give a result for. And then we'll schedule you a few weeks out based off of those results is how you'll get treated. So if your H. pylori was positive, then you're going to get treated for that. If you have cardiac issues, you'll get treated for that. If you have low vitamin issues, you'll get treated for that. If you want to do, anything in the spa relationship, that's your protocol to do. Bone density, you feel you have aches and pains in your bones or have history of osteoporosis or arthritic problems in your family, you get treated for that. Every test will have a treatment plan for it.
So it's important because Mike De Palma is a living example of why it's so important to have you in here, because you took a guy who it sounds very girly and we're ultra masculine and now it's turned around to the point, and he's not the only one that's thinking this way.
Right.
Now it's turned around to a point where, well, you know what? This can make me live a healthier, happier life.
Absolutely. You'll see the nutritional guidance and you could say, well, the first thing she's going to ask you is, what do you eat and what do you drink? And then from there, she will guide you to a better health factor. She will put you on a specific program, what to eat, what to drink, when to eat, when to not, to drink, when not to eat, when to eat. So that way, when you sleep at night, you're comfortable. When you wake up in the morning, you're not grouchy or uncomfortable or bloated or feel like you have to sit in the bathroom for a couple hours. Everything is based off what your body needs is how your program gets trained.
So really, what this is all about is listening to your body.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Your body's going to, instead of you telling your body what you need, your
body's going to tell you what you need. Correct. And we're going to provide your body only what your body needs.
And I love the fact that you personally are focused on first responders. That's the whole reason we started our nonprofit Dental Development Project, is to help first responders, just give them a little bit of relief mentally.
Mm-hmm.
But the nice thing about you is not only are you taking care of them mentally, you're starting at the core, you're starting at the foundation, because
Absolutely.
bottom line is you can't build anything.
Without
no
a
house
structure,
can ever
right.
be built with a cracked
I wish
foundation.
this was around when we first started, honestly.
Oh.
And I'm biased coming in here. I spoke to him about it because, I was treated by the VA, I mean, I'm an Iraqi
right,
vet.
But again, you were treated pharmaceutically grade.
Into a
yes,
zombie.
Exactly. So what was the good thing they were doing? They were throwing you on some Xanax, some, Percocets or so forth. They were giving you all the narcotic stuff that just made your body feel like it was dead.
No, most of the majority of this stuff, on a normal person, it would, like, if that would put you to sleep, it would keep me up for days. So I was abnormal when it came to.
Listen, the first time I ever took a narcotic medication because of
He was abnormal.
I just opened myself up.
You went to the academy with him. Was he ever normal?
Yes.
I was quiet. Listen, I was. You know that.
Yeah.
Nikki was the abnormal one.
Listen, narcotics will put your body to a very, yes. I took narcotics for the first time due to a procedure that I had taken.
Cocaine?
It put me to sleep for 3 days. Literally for 3 days. And by the time I woke up, I was like, what day is it?
And narcotics screw with your brain.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But like Exhibit A. Like I said, not prior to I never took medication, and not even painkillers, ever. As soon as they went like this, that was it.
Well, listen, painkillers doesn't pertain to, there's a lot of stuff that fall into the family of painkillers. So just because there's certain pharmaceutical grade medication, they're going to say, well, this medication is good for you to go to sleep. At the end of the day, what is it? It's letting you sleep, but it's not working. It's not working for your body.
It's just knocking you out.
It's just putting you to sleep because it's going to shut you to sleep. But you don't want to do that. You want to sleep naturally. You want to sleep comfortably. You want to sleep your 8 hours and be wide awake the next day, regardless whether you work.
Sign up here?
Well, let's go to, we know this one off the top of our head. Go to xbodyus.com.
Absolutely.
The facility, this facility that your work with is right here in Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very close to here. We've been there. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that you want to plug?
Besides his mouth.
Listen, coming to Xbody, poor Mike and Mike. Listen, we can't get a third Mike in here, can we?
Not
You don't
enough
want
room.
another mic in here.
Xbody will put you on a mindset where keeping you active, keeping you hydrated, making you feel like you're a better person to become a better person. Eating, putting you on an eat well diet, putting you on a hydration diet. All that will make you a better person. But again, it all plays with your mind. If you want to be a better person, you shall be a better person. If you want your body to heal, you will follow the protocol of what your body wants, and you're going to give it.
And if you want your mind to heal also.
Absolutely.
So, Linda, we're coming to the end of this thing here, and we ask every guest the same question because everybody seems to have a different answer.
Mhm.
You've witnessed all this different suffering in trying to help first responders with Xbody. What do you think that's taught you?
It has taught me the fact that everybody's different, which I knew,
Different.
which I knew.
Exhibit A.
But again, it
Exhibit
also
B.
taught me that I should look out for my body based off what my body is asking me for.
I was going to say, have you become healthier yourself? Since
Absolutely.
you've been working for Xbody?
Absolutely. I've become a whole different person. I am a person where previously I was, my allergies made me sick. Have a cough, a small cough made me sick. Now I'm, on a program where I do my immunity boosters. I do my, injections. Everything is on a normal climate for me, which made me a better, or I should say my body better.
Linda used to be 4'2", by the way.
I just want to.
Now I'm 4'11".
I want to put it on record right now. I am the smartest person in this room.
I'm glad you are.
I agree.
I need to put that.
You're not even the smartest person in your own mind.
So,
Wait.
We did go in, and for the women listeners we have,
all two of them?
yeah, well, they have, remember they had before and after pictures of girls who went through weight loss.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
that's right.
And there was a couple of them that worked there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So a couple of our girls or colleagues at the office did the program themselves. And they went from, what they started off to their goal, which is losing 20, 30, 40 or whatever their goal was. And they reached it.
There's no better advertisement than experimenting on yourself.
Absolutely.
That's
And they have a better health factor. They look better. They feel great. And again, a majority of your services are covered by insurance. That's
a big question. That's a good one. So most of your services are covered by insurance.
Absolutely. So most of the services at our facility are covered by insurance. Lab work is covered by your insurance. Anything that is not covered by insurance, we will advise the patient at the moment. If the patient wants a specific test that is not covered by insurance, we will always advise the patient. We will never let the patient be blindsided. Obviously, any spa services that's never covered by insurance, unfortunately, that's, self-pay. But if anyone, mentions the Suffering Podcast or my name, you'll get a nice percentage off any services that are cash pay.
So remember, when you go to xbodyus.com or you go in there, mention the Suffering Podcast. Linda, we can't thank you enough for coming in here today.
Of course, my pleasure.
This was wonderful.
Like I said, I know I'm going to go.
I've already been. I've already been.
I'm definitely.
I'm going up for the blood work. I want the whole thing.
You need you need like 10 facials.
You have facial removal, like just remove his whole face, just put something else on there.
Well, once again, Linda, we thank you so much for all this. This has been eye-opening.
Really was enlightening.
It was.
Yeah.
Hurricane Mike, it's always a pleasure to have you in the studio.
You could leave now.
I do love. No way.
He's sleeping.
You better stop it. Stop it. Go for the injections.
That's going to do it for this episode of the Suffering Podcast. And let's think about all the stuff that we learned today. First thing we learned is Kevin has a great memory. Thank you, Mike.
You do.
The mind body are definitely connected. Take an hour to yourself every day. You've earned it. But most importantly, we all want to live our best healthy life.
Absolutely.
And that's going to do it for this episode of the Suffering Podcast, the suffering of sound body, sound mind. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Follow Mike at Mike_Failace. Follow me at Real Kevin Donaldson. And don't forget to follow at the Suffering Podcast. And we'll see you on the next episode.